Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
Down the left corner, Bonds won't take the quick three. Cross court, it goes for a driving heady. Blocked by Vasar. Out of bounds off of Central Michigan. Arizona ball backcourt.
Rim protection from Henry Vasar, using that 7-foot frame to meet the player at the top of his jump. That's a great block.
Sixth block of the year for Vasar. Well, when you're 7 feet tall and you got long arms,
use it.
Use it.
You know what I liked about that play right there was he guarded out front. He went out front and guarded the perimeter. Then he went back down to the post, shot outside, and guarded the corner. Then came back to the inside, was a little bit late, but recovered to get the block. Henry Vasar was guarding 3 different spaces on that one play alone.
Best defense I ever seen him play since he been here.
Yeah.
And that's that's just real. That was effort. That was energy, effort. He got over there, man, capped it, as I say, got on top of that thing, man. That wasn't no lucky fingertip. That was a clean block, kept it in play. That's what I want to see. Now I've saw it. I can't unsee it.
Right, exactly. Now you got to keep doing that.
That's what I've always liked about Henry from day one, is just for a guy that size, he really does move his feet very quickly. And so it's really just a matter, Kelvin, of figuring out the speed of the game, understanding, when you can and cannot help. Because clearly, you mentioned Emmanuel Steffen. We'll get to that. As far as moving your feet on the perimeter, Henry Vasar, clearly for that size, it's not common. We've seen a lot of 7-footers come through here, Kelvin. A lot of them got concrete in their shoes, right? There's not a real quickness to be able to recover out to the outside, come back from the off the ball and block a shot like that. So, yeah, do it again and again and again and again, and then do it another time. More of that, please.
520-848-1290, the number to get on the program. Let's start it off with John. You're on Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day after a big win, 94-41, Arizona over Central Michigan.
Yeah, that is a really big win, over 50 points. That's kind of win in the early Lute Olson days. You play somebody Washington State, win by 50. My comment, I have 2 comments. One about the lack of ability to watch the games on television. We watched all last year's with these new channels like ESPN Plus. We can't get it. The bars can't even get it. I go to the bars, they don't want to pay $200 more. So I listen to the radio, and there's been 5 games I could not see. So if you guys got any solutions how we can watch the games, otherwise we're going to be stuck listening to the radio, which I don't mind.
So that's interesting. The bars don't have. I've not tried to go out to watch a game.
The last 3 games, one had TV coverage. Stanford.
Okay.
Today's game and the one before Stanford, there was no channel you could get except on the ESPN Plus.
Right.
Nobody has it, even the bars, because you have to pay a lot extra to get it. So if you guys have any ways us fans can start watching every game, it's all about these money charging more, and the bar said they're charging too much to get that channel.
That's interesting because I haven't been out to watch a game yet, so I wasn't sure. And obviously it is a different situation than we've had in the past because this is a ESPN Plus is a streaming service. I know just what I know about the NFL and how that works, that the bars generally have to pay more for services like that.
Prize Fight is the best example,
versus,
right?
Yeah, versus the 11. Like I'm paying $11 a month, but yeah, I would imagine maybe the bars have to pay a lot more than that.
Well, they do. I talked to 2 bar people, and they told me it gets kind of costly to get these extra sports channels. I'm really disappointed. I've been watching games since 50 years ago. I never had this happen.
Can you say, because I'd be interested, maybe we're going to be off for a few weeks, but I'd be interested to talk to some of those bar owners. Can you say which bars you went to that didn't have it?
Let's see. I just went to the one Tankerverde Road and Catalina Highway. What's the name of that bar? There's only one bar there near the Safeway. And I went to a bar on Sabino Canyon Road and Snyder Road. they said the same thing just a while ago. They can't get the channel to show the game.
Huh.
And there's one. I usually go to the depot. They might get them because they've got about 20 TVs. But anyway, it's getting expensive for all of us common people to watch the games. It just costs us more and more money, and it's just kind of a bummer. But
That's
I get to
interesting.
listen to the radio.
You're the first call we've gotten that has said that they've tried to go out and watch the games and they haven't been able to. And obviously, most of the football games were on regular networks, so that wasn't an issue.
True.
But yeah, most of these recent basketball games have been on ESPN Plus. I don't know. I'll have to look at the schedule. I think once we get into Big 12, I believe the majority of the games are going to be on regular networks. So I don't know that that's going to be an issue moving forward.
Well, hopefully not, because but one good thing, I love you guys' radio broadcasts better than the TV guys.
There you
And I sit out in the beautiful scenery out of town watching the desert and listen to the game. And I used to do that with Super Bowls. I want to get out of town, listen to the game anywhere. And I'm impressed with the new guys, Martinez, and what's the guy from Africa? I forget what country.
Toby
6'11".
Stefan.
Yeah, impressed with him, and I'm impressed with Caleb. Finally decided to start driving. He's a great driver.
He is.
Don't worry about your three-point shots. Keep driving, and occasionally, because he was too in love with a three early in the year, and he kept missing.
Six of
He
seven
should be an All-American, but he's got to play good in the conference.
6 of
or he
7.
won't even.
6 of 7 from 2 today. For Caleb
Yeah,
Love.
that's what I want to see a lot from Caleb. Shoot a lot of mid-range and a lot of drives and a couple, 2 or 3 threes. But don't fall in love with that three-point land because he's great at going to the basket.
Yeah.
So keep it up, Caleb. I want to see all what they did today take it to the Big 12. It's going to be tough. It'll be fun, though.
So actually, the TCU game is scheduled to be 2 of the next 3 games are on ESPN Plus. The TCU game and the game at West Virginia are both supposed to be on ESPN Plus.
If you could check into that, maybe the university can talk to some of these channels and buy out the contracts so we can see them.
Yeah, talk to
I don't know
Disney
anyone that
and
has
go
ESPN
budget with Disney and see if you can't wrangle away
And
some of
Disney,
those broadcast
yeah,
rights.
That's the other channel, Disney. So
It is
anyway,
Disney,
I'm
yeah.
going to keep following the games. But the radio, I love you guys on the radio, so keep it up.
Appreciate it, John. Thank you so much.
Thanks, John. Bear down.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. 520-848-1290. That opens up a line for you. 520-848-1290. Yeah, I don't, it's interesting because we're so tied up in working these games. Have not been out to try to watch a game at all at a bar. So yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to maybe we'll do some calling around and find out who's got the games and who doesn't, because that's very important, obviously, because ESPN Plus is going to be a part of our lives moving forward. And I would imagine, I'm like I said, I had to buy it, and it's costing me $11 a month.
Right.
So I can only imagine what it's costing the bars if they have to buy it too.
Yeah, I mean, ESPN Plus is a rebranded thing that's been around for 25 years. I mean, it predates the Pac-12 network by quite a long time. I would be shocked, DK, if sports bars didn't have an ESPN Plus subscription. Some average bar, I could imagine they don't want to fork over the money, but like I said, Prize Fights is probably the best example. You buy a fight at home, it's $40. If you want to buy the same fight for the bar, it's $800, right?
Exactly.
Because of the people who are going to come to the bar to watch it. That's how that works.
Exactly. All right, we've got a lot in store for you on the show. Coming up, we'll give you our Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the game. We'll review our keys to the game, what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win, as well as our best bets. All of that straight ahead. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show. 94-41, U of A wins by 53 points over Central Michigan. My, oh my. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Looking for unlimited gameplay all season long? Dave & Buster's is introducing the all-new Winter Season Pass. You can pick your perfect pass and play like a Dave & Buster's VIP with unlimited access to over 140 games and deals on sips and bites. Sign up now and take advantage of this incredible deal now through February 28th. Don't forget to stop in Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch specials and grab the all-new Winter Season Pass. There's nowhere better to eat, drink, play, and watch than Dave & Buster's, the best place outside the stadium to see the games this football season.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockinK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer-installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE Eagle.
Broadway in Tucson presents the new 2024-2025 season, featuring 6 blockbuster productions, including Mamma Mia and the Southern Arizona premieres of Clue, live on stage, Beetlejuice, Some Like It Hot, the Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise, and Shucked. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the best prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2024-2025 season tickets today.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
Skip pass over to Bryant, top Owaka. He's going to shoot a three, and it's good. Tobe Owaka with his first career three-pointer. How about that? And we're talking not Arizona and Tennessee. His college career, the first three to go down.
Oh, yeah. So there you go. Tobe Owaka took that three-point shot a few weeks ago that we talked at length about. Took another one today and made it. First career make from behind the arc for Tobe Owaka.
Stumped Coach Lloyd on in the presser, right? And he said, hey, that was Tobe's first shot. And he's like, was it?
Was it? We're always teaching Coach stuff in those press conferences.
I ain't gonna lie. When he made it, DK and JW, I said, "Oh man,
here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I said he's gonna take away from some of the offensive rebound because he's gonna be on the outside looking for that shot."
Yeah, I'm not here to focus on his out. I'm not here. I was just playing that for DK, but more than anything. But Tobe Awaka, Kelvin, some of those rebounds he had today, right? I mean, I know that wasn't the craziest, bulkiest front line, but the pursuit through 2 or 3 guys a couple of times, he's just when he really goes after it and really wants the ball, it's scary because the numbers prove how he's one of the top 5 offensive rebounders per game in the nation. But yeah, I want to see him in the paint, just like you.
Toby Waka finished with 10 points, made all 4 of his shots from the field, 10 rebounds. I mean, 4 more rebounds. So let's have this debate. Toby Awaka or the young guy, Emmanuel Steffen for Meridian, or I should say Window Depot glass cleaner.
Have a tie?
You know I don't like to do ties.
I mean, Tobe had 10 in 17 minutes.
Glenn
and
would give
Emmanuel
it to both
Steffen
of
came
them
in and had
because,
6 in 9 minutes. 6 boards in 9 minutes, Kelvin.
I'm gonna tell you, I ain't gonna lie. I so want to go with Emmanuel, but this was one of Tobe's better games. He had a lot more energy. He better bottle this one up because I need to see this versus some tougher teams.
Yeah.
But man, that young kid, man, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough. But I'm gonna go with Tobe because of I haven't seen that pursuit in a few games, I feel.
There you go. All right. Toby Awaka is your Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot. Lowest prices. Biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll give you, coming up here shortly, our best bets for today's ball game. But first, how about 28 assists in this ball game? A lot of crooked numbers for a lot of different guys. Jaden Bradley, 3. Anthony Del Orso, 3. Trey Townsend, 3. Toby Awaka, 3. KJ Lewis, 3. Carter Bryant had 5. And so did our guy, Conrad Martinez, who had 4 in the first half of the game, including that beautiful inbounds play to KJ Lewis to get the and 1 right there.
Yeah, I mean, through the first 10 games, guys, we were seeing 12 to 14 assists from the whole team. The bench had 14 assists today.
Right.
My favorite, though, is the actual shot numbers, Kelvin. You always talk about the team that gets the most easy buckets is the team that's going to win. Well, they had 13 layups and 6 dunks. That's 19 of their buckets right at the rim out of 36 made. So 19 out of 36 were right at the rim.
And that's what you want to see. I mean, you want to see your guys, especially when they have an inside advantage, go for it. Go to those guys. I mean, well, a big Emmanuel Steffen came right in and ran right to the front of that rim, caught the ball up high. I ain't going to lie to you. You know what I'm going to say? I wish he would have snatched that thing and dunked it and tried to snatch it out the backboard, right? But I can understand you just got in the game, you just getting loose, right? You're going up fundamentally, put the ball over the front of the rim, man. I just think, man, again, a lot of the stats I don't really particularly care about in this type of game.
Yeah.
Just me personally, I've coached in games.
You've
like
watched
this.
enough basketball in your life to know.
And even the games that I've coached, sometimes when your bench get in there and do great, you be like, oh man, because now you got to deal with everybody thinking that they can play all this playing time. Right. So it's a double-edged sword to that because again, when you get in some of these tougher games, man, you know, guys get a little tighter.
My favorite part of that play, though, was the big-ass smile on his face, right? Like, Emmanuel came back down the court, and it was just like Krivas last year. When Krivas got in the game, you know what they did? They gave him the ball. Like, the second he got in the game, he posted up, they gave him the ball. Emmanuel Steffen got in that game, guys, and the first touch, the first offensive possession, they got him the ball right at the rim, laid it in, ran back down the court with a big smile on his face.
And we said that the same thing last year when we said about Krivas. We said he has been playing well at practice because guys don't do that. We KYP. That means we know our personnel. and we're not throwing you that basketball if you haven't been catching it and finishing at practice. We're going to ignore you, and we're going to tell you you're going to have to get yours from rebounding and putting it back. But when guys have been catching the ball and making plays and playing well at practice, you go to them. So that's what you see with those young guys, coming in those situations is trust.
Yeah, you earn that respect in practice, right? You earn that trust in games when you actually catch it in a game, Kelvin, against real defense and a team that's maybe doubling you on the post or whatever like that. So, yeah, you earn the catch by what you show your teammates over the course of, 3 months they've been going at it? So, I mean, they know what Emmanuel can bring to the table. You said it right off the top. I mean, a really natural, gifted, bouncy athlete for that size. And that he came off his man and blocked a shot with the wrong hand. I mean, that you can't teach that kind of thing, Kelvin. That's a real natural, instinct to go after that ball. So really looking forward to seeing. I said a couple weeks ago, that guy's not the answer to all the problems. But when you're talking about going to this Big 12, really rugged, having another big active is the right word for it, body out there, Kelvin. Even if he just mixes it up a bit on the glass and, posts up strong and then comes off his man and blocks a couple of shots off ball or even, blocks the man he's guarding. That young man's got a huge amount of upside and 5 years of basketball, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, he's moldable. Like there's not a lot of bad habits there.
Right.
And he's 4 for 4. 4 for 4, hasn't missed a shot, and give him an assist. He had an assist today. The only rotational player that did not have an assist today was Henry Vesar. Everyone else
and Caleb only had one.
Yeah. Only one assist.
Also, shout out to Sven because when he got in the game, the first touch he got, he went 1-on-4 and missed that layup. And then the next time he was going to score. He never got a bucket before. That was his first bucket as a Cat. So
Liam Lloyd had an assist today.
Yeah.
You get an assist. Everybody
I thought Liam was going to have a dunk at one point.
Yeah, right?
Oh, wow.
Close to it.
All right, let's review how this game played out on the big board over at the Desert Diamond Casino Sportsbook.
Tucson, what happened with today's best bets? Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to look at the best bets. Brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, Arizona was favored by 28.5 points. They win by 53. That's an L for everybody but me, as I took the Wildcats and laid those points today.
I'm with Kelvin. It's not that I thought Central Michigan was going to be a big juggernaut coming in. It's just, Kelvin, how many times have we seen in the last 4 or 5 years when you get a big win against maybe a smaller team and then you come back and it's just more kind of run through hoops. But the fact that they are 0-5 versus those big teams, Kelvin, I think is the big thing we're seeing this week. Just a get right week, like you guys were saying. So really happy to be wrong about that, to be honest. It was really good to see them come out and take this game seriously. And that's what they did from the jump.
Over-under was 153.5. This game came in at 137. I'm sorry, 135, because who would have thought that Central Michigan would not get to 45 points in this game? So the under is the win there. Kelvin was the only one that took the under today. So it's a split day for Kelvin, a split day for me, and JW.
26% is what they shot for this game.
Yeah.
That's outrageous. 26%.
Well, and again, like we mentioned, they were without their main big and they had some other injuries. It appeared it was going to be a struggle to me going in.
But even Pritchard only got six shots, Kelvin. I mean, their best player only got 6 shots.
He looked tired. He looked a little lethargic. I was watching.
Pritchard, he never really stood out.
Yeah, he didn't like he was going for it.
6 turnovers as well for him. They had finished with 17 on the game. So, yeah, not a great game for Anthony Pritchard today. Finished 1 of 6 from the floor. 94-41. So the best bets now, I split 14-8. So my lead is 4 over Kelvin and 5 over J-Dub. There you go.
Those are today's best bets. They're brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
I'm going to go buy me a Christmas present. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. 94-41. Arizona beats Central Michigan. We want to hear from you. Get your thoughts. 520-848-1290. We're not video streaming currently. There is an issue apparently with the video streaming platform. So we are recording the video of this, so we'll have that up for you later on our YouTube channel. But right now it is audio only. Audio only on this post-game show. You can listen on our website, wildcatsradio1290.com. Hit the web player there. Download our app, Wildcats Radio 1290 app. Got a preview of tomorrow's Cardinals game. They'll be on the road at Carolina. So we'll also have a full game story and recap coming up for you when we are done with this show over on the app, plus all of the reaction coming up from the players. I believe it was KJ and Carter in the post game today, as well as we'll hear from Tommy Lloyd coming up later as well. Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, along with Kelvin Ifan and JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Dave & Buster's Tucson, Desert Diamond Casinos, Dorado Rock, First Chiropractic, Goodfellas AC, Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Post and Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, the Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Thama Autumn Nation.
Back to the holiday shopping adventures of Eugene Snarkle and his best friend Doug.
Hey, Eugene, we waited a little too long to get our shopping done. The shelves are looking pretty empty.
I was thinking of getting everyone a giant-sized bag of Cheezos.
We interrupt Eugene's great idea for this message.
Looking to get on the road but need some maintenance or repairs to your car, truck, SUV, or sleigh to get it road trip ready?
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care has some fantastic year-end savings, like $50 back on any $250 purchase. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style, and top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot. More than a window store.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
2025 is bringing the biggest change to air conditioning in decades. New EPA regulations mean AC costs could rise by up to 25%. If you've been thinking about replacing your old AC, now's the time. Rightway is offering zero interest financing and a free furnace when you replace your AC this month. Don't wait till next year when prices go up. Call Rightway today for your free no obligation estimate. Call 520-549-2697.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE EAGLE.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A full wrap-up on today's Wildcats contest, top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Left corner, Del Orso, his shot is blocked, gets it back, drives the baseline, feed right corner for Love. Love, a lot of body contact, back left corner, Bradley. He'll shoot it up from there and score three.
Offensive rebound after the block shot, good activity moving the ball side to side and makes the zone move.
Jaden Bradley with the first Lexus of Tucson charity three.
Jaden Bradley, 6 points today, 2 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3, 1 of 1 from the line. 6 points in 20 minutes. He had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover. Stole the ball a couple of times. 3 of the 28 assists for Arizona. They had just 10 turnovers today, which was good. That's one of the things I had on my list for keys to the game. So it was good to see a little bit better taking care of the basketball than what we saw Wednesday night in the win over Samford. 94-41, Wildcats win, 520-848-1290. Last few chances for you to get in your thoughts as we head into the Christmas break. No game for 9 days. It's not normal that we get this long a break over the Christmas holidays, but it's going to be nice for these kids. Not all of them will get a chance to go home. We heard from Anthony Del Orso, obviously too far for him to travel back to Australia, and I'm sure some of the other guys, but there'll be places for them to go. As Tommy joked this week, some of them might have to, if they don't have a place to go, they have to come over Coach's house. So, which, I don't know. Did you ever have to spend the holidays at Coach's house? Back in the day?
We went to get a quick dinner and, got out of there and got back because, a lot of us usually are here. So
yeah, right.
We end up hanging out with each other and everything like that. It's just part of the college experience.
Absolutely. Let's hear from the players after this one today. Carter Bryant and KJ Lewis after a 94-41 win over Central Michigan.
I think just a week of practice, we emphasized getting back to Arizona, the standard of moving the ball, making the right plays for, our teammates and, being, connected on the offensive side. And then they also ran a lot of zones, so we knew if we moved the ball and cut, we're going to get anything we want.
How did you guys get there, just knowing, you knew you needed to do that, but how did after all those games, the last 2 games really flown, a lot of assists, setting up baskets and stuff?
We've been really close the past few games, and even the big games we have played. It's not like we've been blown out of the water, so we knew it was just a slight adjustment, just getting back to playing Arizona basketball, moving the basketball the proper way, making sure guys are getting the right shots and making sure we're getting the ball to the second and third side, so it makes the game easier for us rather than just coming down and getting a shot within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. And I think for the past 2 games, everybody's seen that the ball is starting to pop more and we're starting to get easier buckets and look like previous teams.
These past 2 games, your roles kind of changed a little bit, getting more time at the 4. How have you adjusted to that?
I love it. I just love being on the floor and playing basketball. So just giving me more of an opportunity to be on the floor. It's hard when you're playing next to guys like Anthony Del Orso and KJ. They're big-time guys. They're guys that are elite. They do really good things on both sides of the basketball. But I think also allowing me to play on the floor at the same time as him, it brings just a spark that nobody else is going to have in the country to two big guards that can rebound the basketball, can push, can defend. I think it's going to be hard for teams in the Big 12 to kind of see us as the season goes on and we get more accustomed to the physicality and things of that nature for us to be stopped coming off the bench.
You're more comfortable, more confident?
I would say just the confidence and the comfortability just comes from trusting my work. Things that I do with working out with him, with C-Love, with Jaden, with Deli, Rem, TJ, all those guys. I think it just comes from that. It wasn't necessarily a lack of confidence. I just think it fit the role better for what the team needed, especially with Mo being out now.
One of the things that Coach Hunter really talked about during this non-conference was not settling for that first shot and being aggressive and getting out there. How do you think that these last two games, the aggressiveness has ramped up?
I mean, 100%. I mean, we've been more aggressive on our approach on offense, rebounding, making sure we're connecting passes. Again, and just being a whole, a team that plays together. I think, early in the non-conference, we were still trying to figure it out. And we were right there, like, CB said, in close games. It's not like we were getting blown out. It was a few stretches that we didn't, have those moments that we're having now. We needed these two games going into this little break, but also going into, the Big 12 opener on the 30th.
What would you say is the biggest lesson or takeaway that you each have had from the non-conference as you guys prepare for Big 12 play?
Just, a team getting through adversity, not splitting up, staying together as a whole group through the ups and the downs. And I think we need it. A lot of teams in the country are going through it. But, we're a team that, sticks together and that is still figuring it out, and we're right there. So.
You guys feel like, was there a period where you were where it was a little tense, at all? I mean, it seems like certainly it wouldn't be a surprise if you guys were frustrated, somebody was frustrating somebody else, or like, if there was, how did you guys get past that?
I think just the biggest thing is knowing that we see each other's work every day. That we do care for each other and love each other as brothers. We see each other in the gym every day. We see each other pushing each other in the weight room. So just understanding that there's so much more to basketball than actually playing the games. There's so much more work that goes in the unseen hours of guys all throughout the team. So understanding that we just can't splinter. We have to stick together. We have to galvanize. We have to reinforce everything. So when the time comes for us to kind of blossom, because I feel like you see a lot of teams every year that blossom really early, and you look late in the season, you're like, wow, they looked really good early, but what happened? So just allowing us to have God's timing on that and just letting that come to fruition.
How valuable is the minutes that Conrad's been getting to give everyone else in the backcourt, especially Jaden, some time to rest?
No, big time. I mean, he had a great game today, and it also gives him some confidence. But, he's a general out there. He can literally pick apart defenses on any coverage. And he just gives us a different dynamic when he's out there, and it gives Jaden a little time to, get a little break. And then, I think, those two at the, point guard spot are a great duo for each other.
Back to the aggressiveness, I think you were that guy today too. Are you making it a point to be that guy?
I just want to, have that energy like I did last year, coming off the bench, just trying to bring a spark. If the first five are off to a slow start, I don't have that little energy. I know it's my job to come in and bring it, regardless of what it may take. Rebounding, playing defense, just being someone who can bring a spark off the bench is a big key factor. And I'm just trying to play that role to the biggest, to my ability, to the best of my ability.
Carter, how much zone did you face in high school?
A ton. Okay. Yeah.
So did you feel comfortable going up against something like that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like KJ said earlier, just moving the ball, getting the ball from side to side, allowing the high post to kind of operate, turn and face, and kind of look at your options. If you're flashing, you got to look down at your opposite big that's down, and you got to look at your corners to see who's kind of flat, who's spread, who's high. And I think like we saw today, I mean, KJ got a backdoor layup for the and one, and he got a dunk as well. So just understanding basketball, certain guys have to pull because of the gravity of certain individuals. Like if you have Caleb in the strong side corner, you can rip to his side because he's not. No guys are going to help too much. But obviously, like a guy we have like with KJ, he's just so active and he has so much gravity on the offensive boards that you can't necessarily leave him. So because he's going to come in for cleanup.
What about you got a few minutes at the 4 this week? How's that gone for you? And do you feel like it's a big adjustment? I mean, Tommy basically said it's tough in his system, the difference between 3 and 4, especially for a freshman. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, everything's going to be a hard adjustment for a freshman, whether it's on or off the court. But I think having the group of guys I have around me and them being leaders, especially KJ, he's just been talking to me and telling me to keep going. He's a guy last year, everybody saw what he was capable of. And I think coming back this year, he just doesn't want me to lose confidence. So he's just been preaching life into me constantly breathing healthy and positive energy to me. And I think, like I said, he's been a large part of why the transition's been easy, especially playing next to a guy like him, knowing that I don't have to do everything on the floor, because I think we see a lot of the time, like with a guy like KJ, especially on the defensive end, like he flies around. So me kind of coming in and seeing what he did to get on the floor immediately last year, I kind of wanted to come and be very similar in terms of how I can have an impact on the game.
KJ, when you see Caleb do what he's done last couple of games, how does that make the offense flow? And you guys look so much better, even if it's just one guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we need that. You know, he's being a lot more aggressive, but also, you know, playing into to our system. You know, finding the right shots for him and for our team. And then, you know, we have no problem with how he's playing. I think it's really great. It spaces the floor out for, you know, drivers like me, Carter, Jaden. Because, again, when he hits a few, like first two, it's hard for teams to help off him. And then, you know, he gets, you know, he playing mind games, backdoor cuts and all that. So, I mean, it just opens the whole offense up for us for sure.
Just following up, when you are at the four, what are the biggest differences for you in this system at this level? Obviously, you played it before high school.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's too many differences because obviously you guys saw me on the perimeter a lot still coming off a ball screen, making reads and things of that nature. But I would just say just being more physical. I think I did a good job at the three being physical, but just taking the next step, whether it's rebounding defensively or offensively, kind of getting down there and battling with the big fellas. I mean, I don't really see it as adjustment, though.
Anything else? You guys get a few days off? Are you going home or anywhere out of town?
Yeah, going home for sure. Yeah. Need that break.
I mean, do either of you like to not touch a basketball during that time, or do you shoot around a little bit just for the heck of it, or what's your?
I feel like I just based it off my body, how my body feels. I mean, this non-conference was rough. I think we all need a little break and a reset, but definitely not going to take too many days off because, you know, I feel like after 3 days you got to do some type of, you know, workout or, you know, feel for the game again so you can get back into that shape when we come back.
Looking to make for the next game?
I think just learning my guys better, looking back on the film that we have from our non-conference games and just paying attention to the small, intricate details, like where guys like Caleb love shooting, where guys like Deli like getting their shots, understanding if certain teams are in certain coverages with this guy or that guy, like understanding teams are probably not the best idea, but teams with are going to be probably in more zero, which is a drop coverage with KJ. So maybe I set it a little lower so we can get to downhill a little bit more, understanding where guys like Conrad, how I can just be more involved in the offense or rebound, or just looking back on defensive film, because obviously we're not a team that's perfect, but we're just where we want to be. So just moving forward, just finding where we can get better.
Kelvin. I mean, we already know the measurables. We know what Carter Bryant brings, you know, as far as his physicality is concerned. But if that's the approach he's going to have for his career,
he might be part of some championships when he is, because, man, that's a lot of times why you like getting guys that have family or mentors that have been at a high level of play, because they teach you how to, and I was telling DK this in the break, they teach you how to embrace your team. Like, you don't have to try to do everything. Like, play the right way, because that's really what you're seeing, a guy play the right way. And the things I told DK, I said, if you're a dominant player, we don't have to force that on you. We're gonna see it. It's gonna just be there. So you don't have to try to be something that you are. Right? So, yeah, man, I just impressed, man. I mean, more I listen to him, watching him play, seeing him making the extra passes on the high-low, seeing him kick it out to guys, shooters, and you're thinking, this is just luck. But then when you know, he's just playing ball. But then when you hear him articulate it and sitting there telling you how he's reading guys and know where guys are good at, and hey, I got to set screens lower for KJ. And so people understand what that means is instead of setting the screen above the 3-point line where KJ basically is forced to look for a 3 before he turns the corner, he sets it below the 3-point line where he's already at the mid-range and one dribble away from getting all the way to the rim. It's just little things like that just, impress you about, this kid.
And if there's been one theme to this past 3 months for us guys, it's been, we've said over and over again, it takes time. It takes time to learn. Well, that's it. I mean, you talk about articulating. Carter Bryant right there is talking about learning this deep, a couple months into the season, Kelvin, even better ways, understanding the tendencies of your teammates, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then dialing in your gameplay. And as we start to ramp up the competition, seeing that manifests itself as setting that screen lower for KJ as opposed to Caleb coming off who might want to shoot that 22-footer. That's what learning your teammates is all about.
And I add this one thing to that. And him hitting there also, I think, in the last 2 games for a 3 over there. DK sent me
was that the play we were talking about where he got the ball in the middle of the zone and could have easily turned around and shot a 15-footer, but kicked it to Del Orso.
He knows that guy's a shooter. He's seen him make that shot a million times. He's trying to connect, and he understands that, I can make this shot. And, of course, it's 2 points. It's a great attempt. But making this extra pass is going to contribute to us being a more rounded, successful team. So it just again, it shows you that instead of having, the type of mentors that tell him, shoot every shot you get, his mentors told him, play to win.
My favorite part is the flash to the elbow because we've seen more zone in the last 3 years of Tommy Lloyd's, offense, because if they run free, Kelvin, it's 110 points on you. But we've seen more zone against this Arizona team, and the soft spot in the zone, especially any kind of 2-3 setup, is always going to be at that elbow. And so flashing with purpose, flashing and knowing, like he was talking about, how, Caleb's man's not going to help out of the corner, KJ's a cutter, all those tendencies. And with that size and the ability to see over defenders and the length, right? I mean, the high-low is always going to be there. Put the ball on the ground twice. Attack the rim's going to be there. Really like the young man's approach to attacking that zone, because that's exactly what the greats, Luke and Judd and all the great threes, whoever got into that elbow and did damage against zones ever did, it's always going to be right there.
And everybody, and you're right about that middle of that zone, but the other place is that baseline corner, or the short corner, what we call it, is in between.
I call that the Hassan Adams spot.
Right, in between the 3-point line and the box, right there in that middle area. But what happens is you flat out the defense when you throw the ball to the corner. That means the top guys have to either take a wing away, the middle guy. And did you see that diagonal dive down the middle? And Carter made that touch pass to that guy cutting down the middle for the easy finish. Was that Vasar?
I think that's right.
I think it was Vasar. Yeah. Vasar was at the high post. He was at the corner, hit him in the corner. Vasar dived down the middle, hit him, went up and finished right there. I was like, whoa. Now, I understand he was at the high post, but when I seen him go play in the short corner, I said, man, or in the deep corner also, and understood to make that diving pass, because that when that big man dive right there, DK, that guard can do nothing with him if you throw it up high. And the center is at the box now. He's not really in a position to get over even to challenge the shot, because he has to be in position because if Carter get by his man, he have to be there to defend the rim. So that ball movement, man, it just tell you, man, that's deeper than he knew that before he got here. Let's just say that.
How much zone you see in high school? All of it.
Oh, there you go.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona game day after a 94-41 win for the Wildcats over Central Michigan. Still a few things left to go here. We'll review our keys to the game. Scoreboards coming up. It's the home teams continue to dominate in this college football playoff. As Kelvin said, home game should be worth, would you say, 10 points?
Yeah,
at least
man.
10 points?
At least 10.
I wanted to go back to our first caller, John, who's talking about not being able to find this. It dawned on me after the fact, but, ESPN and Disney paid $8 billion for the college football playoff, right? Something like that, right? Yeah. And so they're really focused on that right now. And guess what? Those producers are looking at lopsided games. Right, all those games so far. I mean, they've all been blowouts. What was the final score of that Texas game?
38-24.
Not close.
No. 2 touchdowns. Yeah, they've all been at least multiple double-digit wins so far. And Ohio State, Tennessee coming up here with kickoff in about 10 minutes from Columbus, Ohio. I know my mom is excited about that. She's going to watch her Buckeyes tonight. All right, we'll have much more straight ahead. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Winlow Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Broadway in Tucson, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, Drain Medics, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Lexus of Tucson, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rockin' K Master Plan Community designed by nature. Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Police Department, University Termite and Pest Control, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Make the right choice for your home when it comes to windows and doors. For more than 20 years, the Window Depot has provided the best price and biggest inventory on in-stock windows and doors. The Window Depot is open to the public, so whether you're a homeowner or a contractor, you can shop the enormous warehouse. Browse the shelves with over 1,000 vinyl windows, interior and patio doors, and skylights in several varieties and sizes available to go home today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, best price, biggest inventory.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's December in Tucson, and yes, it's cold outside. But we're here to help with our $79 furnace diagnostic service special and our $79 water heater flush that includes a free plumbing inspection. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockschooling.com. And on behalf of our entire team, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Picture Rock Schooling, heating and plumbing.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion. JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your card to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 5-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
The one and only home of Arizona basketball. Pre- and post-game coverage, play-by-play, and live press conferences. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
Now Martinez handed the ball, and now they'll put it in motion. Get it to KJ Lewis. He scores, and he's fouled.
Get back, KJ, to what you know you can do at this stage of your career. Slash to the rim, cut without the basketball. You'll be rewarded by players that see you. And boy, has Conrad Martinez seen his teammates tonight. He was the trigger man on that for KJ Lewis.
Yeah, that was the inbounds play that I was talking about earlier in the first half that I really liked. I think that was the fourth of the four assists that Conrad Martinez had in the first half of the ball game. Just nice, like you said, nice cutting there off the backside because KJ kind of started out front, went around, and then came back in through the lane, and Conrad hit him nicely there for that and one bucket. 94-41, Arizona beats Central Michigan. 6-5 will be the record heading into Big 12 play, which starts next Monday night at home against TCU. So they'll play one game officially, which will be week 1, and then they'll head out onto the road for, I think, what is week 2 for most of the teams, and that'll be the road trip to Cincinnati and West Virginia. We'll get a real quick test of what this whole thing is all about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I can't wait to see West Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. I hope our guys feel the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Because, man, I did not like how that game transpired.
Not at all. Let's review what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win this game today.
Wildcats fans, how did today's Keys to the Game go for the Wildcats? Keys to the Game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, guys, keys to the game for me, downhill guards. I liked what I saw from Caleb Love, aggressive to the basket. I want to see that continue. We've seen it a lot from Jaden Bradley the last few ball games, him getting to the basket, getting easy shots. Maybe if one thing I'd like to, when we talked about this before, see Jaden kind of add to that is penetrate, draw, and maybe kick a little bit more and find a shooter or two on the outside to get some Wildcats and to get some of those other guys involved in the offense. And really, you know, again, I need this team to take better care of the basketball. The sloppy turnovers are one thing, but the sloppy turnovers are the ones that get underneath my skin. And that 5 turnover in a row thing we had there in the second half of that game, a lot of that was just stupid gamble passes. I want to, they had 14 turnovers, I think, for that game against Sanford. They probably should not have had any more than 10 in that game. So in a game like this, you definitely should not have more than 10 turnovers and continue to be aggressive on the perimeter defensively. I think we've seen that improve in the last few games, and I'd like to see that continue, not give up the 3-point shot for Arizona. What did Caleb had? I think he had 18 of his points in the first half. I think he finished with 24. He had 18 in the first half of the ball game. So pretty much scored. Let's see. Looks like he scored pretty much the majority of the first 17 points in the game. All but I think 24 of the first 17 points of the Wildcats.
So he had 20 points in the first half, and he played 16 minutes in the first half, and he played 24 in the whole game. So he played 8 minutes in the second half.
And like we mentioned at the top, 6 of 7 from 2 in this ball game was good to see. Got fouled on that 3-point shot, And so that allowed him to get 3 easy ones there, knock down all 3 of those. Those were the only 3 free throws
And that was
that he took all night. Yeah, he got fouled on that 3-point shot.
Yeah. Nah, and I would have loved to see him get back to the basket. I love it when he bodied the guys, jump up and hit the guy, and then go up and finish. I think he needs 2 of those a game, And so, I like that he got fouled on the 3-point attempt, which I don't know why the guy did that. He hasn't been shooting great from the 3-point line, so that was I don't know, that wasn't very smart of that defender.
That was real early, too,
Because
right?
if I'm going against Caleb, honestly, if he want to shoot threes right now, I mean, as long as I got a hand in his face, I'm kind of cool with it. What I wouldn't want is that guy driving the paint, getting up in there with all the different finishes that he could do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it even further than that, Kelvin. If the whole team should be yelling, you can't shoot, you can't shoot, you can't shoot, daring him to shoot, and then he's going to be taking 15 threes out there just to prove that he can. But, man, when Caleb Love mixes it up, a couple of nice stop, we talk about the floater, a little bit too much floater action. He had 2 pump fake, put the ball on the ground once, pull up for a 12-footer, Kelvin. It's just a layup.
I told you that, didn't I?
Layup.
I told you that. Yep. I'd rather a pull-up jumper from 15 feet than a floater.
Yeah.
I respect it. I know Steph Curry and a lot of these guys make it look easy, but really that's a free throw. That's a jump shot area.
You can be casual if you're 12-0, right? It's like you can't none of the casual stuff if you're struggling scoring and you're the leading scorer and you're at 35% from the field, Kelvin. Yeah. Just be, really purposeful with whatever shot choices you make, and stopping and taking a 12-footer with a nice form on your jump shot, that's the way to go.
10 turnovers today, which was good, a good number, although, it's still Trey fumbles it a little bit too much still. I'm interested to see if that continues once we get into these real games here, if teams are going to try to take advantage and swipe against him when he gets the ball down low.
I know what he brings to the table because I've seen what he was able to do with the space. We got to remember that, with the space that he had playing 5 at Oakland. But I'm a little concerned. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little concerned with him, figuring it out and figuring out how to fit in with this group. I'm a little concerned because with the, Vasar stepping up, Tobey then carved out him some, rebounding thing there. And then, Stephon coming off this bench. Right.
It'll be interesting once we get to Big 12 because there's going to be a lot more 6'6" to 6'8", 220 to 240-pound dudes, Kelvin, that he can body a little bit. I think there's something to be said about a dude who's used to putting his body on guys, playing that 5 position, and being more free and not seeing or not feeling as much physicality as he's probably used to. And once they get into Big 12 play, I'm agree with you. Right. I think Trey is going to show his mettle for this team once you get up against some bigger bodies down there.
Who's next, J-Dub?
First, as you said, scoring in the paint, especially guards playing downhill. I think this team is at its best. I don't think we'll ever be a great 3-point shooting team, but I think us attacking the basket and getting the easy buckets put the other team in foul trouble. It just helps us win. Be physical with the basketball. This is a very physical defensive team, especially on the perimeter. Their guys are long and athletic, not the normal mid-major type of school. These guys are athletic enough to play at a high level, so be strong with the basketball. And don't let up. You have to put your foot on their throat. Every game I watched them, they have fought back and got back into games. They're not going to let up. They're going to play hard the whole game. Well, for Coach Barbie.
This was actually a pretty clean game. Only 31 free throws between the two teams in the contest. And points in the paint, 48-22 in favor of Arizona in this one.
Well, Arizona put their foot on their throat.
Yeah.
That's something that they did do that I hadn't been seeing in the season. They put their foot on their throat and didn't allow them to get back into the game. So, I definitely thought that was a good as well. And they didn't bring as much fight on the perimeter that I expected. I don't know if they were tired or what was going on, but to see them drop back into the 2-3, I just don't know how. Like the last coach, he played his style regardless because he's preparing for conference. I was a little disappointed that I didn't see them playing that same intensity as far as defense is concerned. Now the injury may have, because I see they only played 8 guys, so the injury hurt them. That took another guy out, and trust me, that hurts you when you're not at full go. But I just didn't feel like they played their man-to-man defense and got out there and pressured us to help them get ready for, their conference.
I think it's a little combination of them being a little tired because they just played Mississippi State, right?
Yeah.
But I think the coaching staff of the Arizona Wildcats, Kelvin, challenged the perimeter guys in their defensive lapses that might have happened in Atlanta's tournament where, there were some times where there was some Olay type stuff, leaving guys open in the corner. And I think they came back after that hard week of practice before the previous game and this week with a concerted effort, challenging those guys on an individual basis, because it didn't seem like those Arizona perimeter guys were going to let anybody get by them. There was just a little different level of defensive intensity on the perimeter. So a combination of those two things, I think.
Your keys, J-Dub.
Yeah, for me, number one, I think you got to build upon, my theme is building upon, the lessons they learned from Atlantis and moving forward. And you got to feed the bigs in the post. So we talk about guards getting 2 feet in the paint and getting paint touches. Passing the ball, Kelvin, from the perimeter to the post players, one of the most challenging, difficult things to do at this level. Because he likes to play inside out, Coach Lloyd, I think they really need to make a concerted effort, finding Townsend on the block, finding a walk on the block, practice those, especially against a team that may be without a couple of bigs. Going inside today is going to be a big key. And number two, like you guys both said, the best way this offense looks, the flow offense, is when everybody's looking for each other. So you got to see that number be 18, 20 assists. And most importantly, from multiple guys, seeing multiple guys finding each other in scoring position. And number three, build upon those lessons of defending that three-point line that we saw them have deficiencies at times this year, leaving guys open. Continue to make sure that you're disciplined on your rotations. Make sure you don't leave guys open. That's the last thing you can do against a team coming in with a 28-point spread. You got to make sure they don't get confidence, don't leave guys wide open, close out hard. And those are my keys today for the Wildcats to get away.
Only 6 shots for the 2 starting bigs compared to 29 shots for the 3 starting guards in this game.
I saw a lot of I saw a lot of post passing. They were looking to get the ball. I don't know if that's an issue because, Kelvin, the high-low, maybe it was the Townsend Awaka connection, and then when Krivas got in there, it didn't look it looked a little shaky at times, especially during that Atlantis trip. But it doesn't look like they're going for that traditional elbow to the post, like to the block.
Right.
It's much more like you mentioned of that play where Henry was at the elbow and then cut to the basket and finding the cutters. But I saw a walk on the block at the ball a few times. Townsend got the ball on the block a few times. So really good to see those guys commanding space down there because of the style of offense that Tommy likes to run.
And I'll say that 2-3 defense kind of took away a lot of wanting to go into the post because you run the 2-3 because you got a guy in front and behind of the guys when they get onto the box. So it was a lot more perimeter play when you're going against these zones.
Yeah, 2-3 matchup is I don't have the size you do, and you got shooters. That's why you run a 2-3 matchup.
All right, that's what we thought Arizona needed to do to win this game today against Central Michigan, and boy, did they ever.
Wildcats fans, that's a look at your keys to the game. They're brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
44 points from the bench tonight, along with, what did you say, how many assists, J-Dub? 14 assists from the bench tonight as well?
A lot.
Yeah, that was a good night. Good night for the Arizona Wildcats to beat Central Michigan 94-41. Much more straight ahead. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Kelvin Efon is here. JW Madden is here. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rocking K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rocking K, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds.
weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work. Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
Calvert hedges, forces her out toward midcourt. She's now going to go up on the run. No good there. Put back by Bay. No, that's Cunningham. Brea's got the putback to give the Cats a 55-53 lead.
That was your winning basket right there for the Arizona women's basketball team. They go on the road. They opened up Big 12 play today. It's never easy to go to Provo and win at anything, but the ladies get the job done. 57-53, rallying in the final 5 minutes from behind to take that game on the road. Let's hear that final call from one Derek Palmer today.
Couple hard cuts. Now Bay is open all alone. She's going to go to the rim. She's going to score it. And the Cats will go on the road and start Big 12 play with a win regardless of whether that thing counts. Oh, my goodness. The Cardiac Cats have escaped with what is currently reading as a 57-53 win.
Brea Cunningham leading, I think she's still leading the Big 12 in field goal percentage, 10 of 15 today from the floor for Brea, 21 points, 8 rebounds for Brea Cunningham, 11 for Jada, 11 for Skylar. So your sophomores led the way in that first game in the Big 12 for Arizona women's basketball.
Talk about resiliency, Kelvin. At one point, the Cougars went on a 26-7 run. Ooh. So Arizona's up 18-8 at the end of the first quarter. They get outscored 22-7 in the second quarter. 18-8 Arizona's advantage in the first, 22-7 BYU in the second. So, yeah, a lot of you mentioned it, DK. That's not an easy place to go in and get a win. 9-3, 9-2 BYU team coming in there. So, really good start to the Big 12.
Absolutely. We'll hear from the head coach coming up for you just a little bit later. Her conversation with Derek Palmer after the game. 94-41 was the final here in Tucson for the men's team as they knock off Central Michigan. Caleb Love, 24 points, hit 3 threes in the ball game. Let's talk quickly about Anthony Delorso, who had 8 points tonight, 3 of 9, because I know you guys, Kelvin, you mentioned before the game, took a lot of threes in the game on Wednesday night, took 7 more threes today. Is he need to be a guy that maybe works in more twos to his repertoire?
I don't think so. Of course, you want a guy to be more efficient, but you need that threat. And, maybe a mid-range, I don't know. I don't necessarily think, I don't know if he has the strength at the rim at this level yet. Maybe put it on the floor, get to the mid-range, knock down a jumper there, maybe get on the fast break and get a layup to see the ball go in the basket. But I don't mind him taking about 4 or 5 a game because you need that other guy. You right now, he's the best percentage-wise shooter, right? And I think it's him and Caleb, hands down, the 2 best shooters. You have to have a guy, a couple guys that space out the floor. So I'm kind of cool with it right now. I'm cool.
Right. Well, I mean, again, he is the best percentage shooter, but last 2 games he's 5 for 16, so he's taken a lot. And as a result, I think he was up close to 50% or maybe 48 from 3. Now he's down to around 45. So the more threes you take and miss, the lesser that percentage is going to be. But
I agree with you there, but I will say things have been a little easier on Caleb, right?
Yeah.
Since a shooter is on the floor.
Right.
You put KJ back out there, none against KJ, but he was smart enough to see it as well. Now that guy is over there helping it. Now it's forcing Caleb to shoot deep threes because he can't penetrate because guys are right there in the help position ready to take it away.
520-848-1290. Again, the number to get in on the program. Kelvin, any final thoughts from you before we let you get out of here?
The guys play better today than I thought they would, but I'm ready to see some real basketball. I'm ready to see that next level. I'm ready to see these guys get into the Big 12 and show us what they really got. Because if they would have had a great non-conference where they was number 3 in the nation, won every game. Now, they win against Duke would impress me a little bit. Now I ain't gonna lie to you there, right? But if they had won all those games, we'll be questioning, what do they have after a loss. So right now, I'm happy where they at. Would have rather did a little bit better in the Bahamas, but I'm happy where they at because now they have to be ready to go and fight and to win these games. They can't just come out and think Arizona, the name is just going to beat people. They're going to have to take it to the teams.
Yeah, and that Oklahoma team is still undefeated, by the way, in case people weren't paying attention. So
Ohio State scored already. Oh, shout out to our guy Lathan Ransom. He made what's the big draft guy? Mel Kiper made Mel Kiper's big board as one of his top 10 safeties coming out this year into the NFL draft. So looking forward to seeing Latham play out there tonight. I believe he wears number 9 for the Ohio State Buckeyes on defense. Or 8. Yeah, you're right. 8. Number 8. All right, Kelvin, Merry Christmas to you. Appreciate everything you do here, and we'll look forward to talking Big 12 basketball for you on Monday the 30th.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody out there. Hey, check it out. The football team is killing it in the portal. I had to put that out there. I'm real excited because I predicted it. Let's just say that.
There you go. There you go. The captain, Kelvin Ifan. Before we go to break, let's hear from Adia Barnes after the win today over BYU on the road with Derek Palmer. 57-53, Cats get the victory.
Wildcats win 57-53 as we're joined by Adia Barnes, who you will be able to hear after the new year back at the Sands Club on a weekly basis. Coach, your team comes out, as it is wont to do, plays an incredibly dominant first quarter, has a 12-point lead, but then the second quarter
happened.
What was the primary concern, the defense or the offense?
Defense. Offense, I mean, we were stagnant, so offense and defense. So offensively, not moving the ball, not doing what we did in the first 5 minutes. The ball was very stagnant. One pass, took a lot of threes, just not good shots. And then we're really in rotation. They would drive the ball, we over-rotate, and then they kick out threes. I mean, to shoot I think number 11 had 5 threes in the second quarter is tough.
Well, they went 5 of 8 as a team,
yeah,
and she
had
scored
5.
almost all of their
points.
points.
She was 5, I think, for 7 or something.
She wound up with 13 points after you kept her scoreless in the first quarter. Was that just a tribute to how skilled she is, or what did you need to do to her
I
defensively?
think defensively, we were doing a really good job in the first quarter, and we were turning them over. We gave them 5 turnovers in the first 5 minutes, I think 4 or 5. And then after that, we only, the next 15 minutes, only had 4. So I think we weren't defending. We were over-rotating, over-helping, and giving wide-open threes, and that's what they wanted. I mean, they murdered us in the second quarter.
I had said it at halftime, if you're looking for some silver lining, Jones only played 7 minutes in the first half, and Brea was also used a little bit more sparingly because of foul trouble. When those two are out there, how much more easy is it to defend Gibb?
I think it's easy because Sky's a good matchup against Gibb. But then when she has foul trouble, it's harder. And Brea's a bucket for us inside, and we're doing a really good job of feeding her. So without their presence, it's really hard.
Cunningham, 21 points, 10 of 15 shooting, almost a double-double with 8 rebounds, and against a really big front line. What was really happening
And
for her
against
today?
a lot of congestion. So even though second half it was hard to get her the ball because they were tripling her, but she still was active and got on the backside, got it with offensive rebounds. She still did a really good job. This was a gritty win. They're a good team, and this is our first Big 12 game on the road before Christmas. This is every coach's worst nightmare because right after finals, and we have a combination of finals and on the road before Christmas. It's not a good combination together. It's tough. These are tough games.
With that in mind, Jada gave you 11 points, 2 assists, only committed 3 turnovers, shot 5 of 18, 1 of 7, but was only off the floor for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
In this elevation, she continues to seem to find new ways to help her team win. What was her contribution today?
I mean, she really just runs the team, and she's steady, and she's doing a good job of taking care of the ball. I mean, she three turnovers, but a lot of time with the ball. So, with her experience in high school, we're so young. It's hard to have her off the floor because she's the one running. I think she settled for some tough shots tonight, and I think some of that's fatigue. But I thought she did a really good job of running us, getting us in the right place, the confidence and a sense of calming for our team. I think she did a good job.
And along those lines, Mylene Rolfe, I think, played the entire fourth quarter. The freshman there giving you big minutes, especially on the defensive end. What was she doing to contribute?
Mylene played very good defensively, had some big defensive rebound. Just was solid. Didn't turn the ball over. Had a great pocket pass for Brea. And Brea, I think, missed it. But I think she was really solid. And she played some really good defense in the second half.
What did you learn about your team when it was able to seesaw back and forth and wind up on the right side?
I learned that we came out and we started the game right. And then we took some punches and was getting killed in the quarter. And then readjusted at halftime and came back knowing that the third quarter is BYU's best quarters and came out and performed in the third quarter. So I'm proud of the way that we stuck with it and figured out a way and how we came out in the third quarter ready to play.
I had asked you a question along these lines at your show on Tuesday, and you kind of downplayed it, but now that the win is in the column, does that make this game a little bit bigger now that you came out on the right side of it?
Yeah, it makes it bigger just because it's your first game for a young team. So psychologically, as a team, if you go into a 10-day break losing the game, it's very hard mentally when you're young because then you start, this and this. When you win, a winning cures a lot of things. So you go into a break winning, you're feeling good, you're more loose, there's less pressure. And I think that's just how it is. And then we're more confident anyways at home. So I think all those things are the reason why this was such an important game.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that is Dia Barnes, the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats women's basketball team after a 57-53 victory for them on the road at BYU to open up Big 12 conference play. Great job by those ladies, and I believe they actually they'll be off for a good stretch of days as well during this holiday period before they get back to play. Their next game is at Utah.
Yeah, they're playing Utah at home on New Year's Eve.
Yep, New Year's Eve. So we'll have back-to-back days of basketball, Big 12 basketball at McHale Center. Men on Monday the 30th, women on Tuesday afternoon the 31st.
Yeah,
That's
they're
a noon
smart.
Tip.
They scheduled that smartly to schedule it at noon, New Year's Eve day. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. All right, let's get our final break of the evening in here. We'll come back. We'll let you hear from Tommy Lloyd, get you a scoreboard, and get up out of here and on to Christmas. 94-41, Wildcats beat Central Michigan. Along with Kelvin Efon and JW Madden, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Back to the holiday shopping adventures of Eugene Snarkle and his best friend Doug.
Hey, Eugene, we waited a little too long to get our shopping done. The shelves are looking pretty empty.
I was thinking of getting everyone a giant-sized bag of Cheezos.
We interrupt Eugene's great idea for this message.
Looking to get on the road but need some maintenance or repairs to your car, truck, SUV, or sleigh to get it road trip ready?
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care has some fantastic year-end savings, like $50 back on any $250 purchase. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
With cooler weather on the way, many of us are turning on our furnaces for the first time this season. We hope everything runs smoothly, but if you notice strange noises, frequent cycling, or no heat at all, give Rightway a call. Right now we're offering a complete system tune-up for just $65, plus a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Rightway, 520-549-1914 to schedule your $65 complete system tune-up.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Efon, and J.W. Madden.
The Bryant underneath Lloyd, and it's the ball knocked away by Quentin Hattie and taken away. Here's Vasco back to Hetty. He drives. It's blocked by Steffen. Swiped out of the air ahead to Martinez. Conrad on the run down forecourt right. Tried to bounce it in to Steffen, who was open, but was kicked out. It'll be Arizona ball after the timeout.
Let's take a look at what's happening today around the rest of the country. Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers.
Emmanuel Steffen 6 points in 9 minutes, 3 or 3 from the floor.
That was
6
a
points,
really
6
nice
rebounds.
block, DK, in transition.
A block and an assist. Not a bad run there for the young fella. How about the top 25 today? That CBS Sports Classic at Madison Square Garden produced a couple of interesting games today. We'll start with Ohio State blowing out number 4 Kentucky today at the Garden in the CBS Sports Classic. 85-60. Bruce Thornton had 30 points for the Buckeyes. So if the football team wins, it's going to be a really good day for Ohio State, and they're about to go up 2 touchdowns. What is going on in these playoff games?
Yeah, Kentucky shot 4 for 22 from 3 and 29% overall.
Wow, not good. So the other game at the CBS Sports Classic, North Carolina beats UCLA 76-74. In that contest there, Tyler Bilodeau had another big game, 26 points for the Bruins. Ian Jackson, 24 points for North Carolina.
Yeah, it's a good win for the Tar Heels because, I mean, if Arizona didn't go 0 for 5, DK, against Quad 1 teams,
they would have been.
A lot more people would be talking about North Carolina's struggles to start the season. You know, their tallest player is like 6'7", 6'8". So a lot of the chatter is need a free agent center ASAP.
7-5 are the Carolina Tar Heels on the season. Number 25, Clemson over Wake Forest, 73-62. Memphis loses at the FedEx Forum at home. Number 21, Tigers fall to Mississippi State, 79-66. Mississippi State is 11-1 on the year. Number 20, Michigan State over Florida Atlantic, 86-69. Houston in the Big 12. Number 15 gets a win over Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 87-51. UConn goes on the road and beats Butler in Indianapolis, 78-74. Ninth-ranked Marquette wins in Cincinnati over Sean Miller and Xavier, 72-70 there. Number 7, Florida over North Florida, 99-44. Duke beats Georgia Tech down in Atlanta, 82-56 the final there. Knuppel had 18 points for the Blue Devils. Number 17, Ole Miss over Queens, 80-62. Another game involving 2 ranked teams. It was number 2 Auburn over number 16 Purdue, 87-69. Those are all the finals on the board. 1 game in progress. Number 10 Oregon playing Stanford.
How's that for a non-conference game, DK?
There you go. That is the BTN game in the San Jose tip-off. And the Ducks are leading the Cardinal 13-11.
Nice for one of those Atlantic Coast teams to come all the way over and play against a team from the West Coast.
Right, exactly. Big 12 scoreboard today. These games are final. Iowa over Utah, 95-88. Central Florida beat Jacksonville, 86-66. It was Arizona State winning the Basketball Hall of Fame Classic over UMass, 78-62. Bashir Jihad, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals for the Sun Devils. Colorado beat Bellarmine, 79-55. Texas Tech over Lamar, 101-57. Houston, we mentioned, beats Texas A&M Corpus Christi in 1 game in progress mid-second half. Wichita State is leading Kansas State 56-48. National Football League, the Ravens beat the Steelers 34-17. So both of those teams are 10-5 in the AFC North, but the Ravens have the advantage now to win the division.
Sad Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Derrick Henry, 24 carries. He didn't need to watch that game today.
He did. he literally did.
Derrick Henry, 24 carries, 162 yards for the Ravens. And in the other game, it was the Chiefs over the Texans, 27-19. Patrick Mahomes threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown as well in that game. College football playoff bracket, those scores. 3 games today. Texas knocks off Clemson 38-24. They will play Arizona State in the Peach Bowl on New Year's Day. It was Penn State blowing out SMU 38-10. Penn State will play Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl up in Phoenix. That'll be New Year's Eve. And it was Ohio State currently playing and up 14-0 early on Tennessee. Ohio State wins, and they're going to play Oregon in a traditional Rose Bowl on New Year's Day.
Are any of these going to be good games?
in the next round?
Any of them. Because so far,
I would think, Ohio State and Oregon the first time around was a great game. I would imagine that should be. But I don't know that Boise State is going to hang with Penn State.
I'm just joking in that none of these games so far has had less than a 10-point margin. Every single game has been 10 or more points, has been the margin, and Ohio State with a 14-0 early lead on Tennessee.
And I'll be honest with you, Notre Dame might be the 7th seed, but I'm not so sure they're not the best team. I mean, I don't know that I've not seen a team that runs the ball like they do. And that, to me, puts them in a very good position, I think, in that game against Georgia. That'll be the Sugar Bowl coming up as well. Then the semifinals on January 9th and 10th. They'll not split the days. The Orange Bowl on January 9th. That'll be Penn State, Boise State winner, Notre Dame, Georgia winner. And Cotton Bowl on the 10th of January. That'll be Texas, Arizona State versus Oregon and either Tennessee or Ohio State.
There's only, DK, one reason why Notre Dame is not higher. Mm-hmm. It's because they lost to the 7-5 Northern Illinois Huskies this season. That's their only loss in the year is to a team that's 7-5. So, unfortunately for them, they got that one got them early in the year. But I agree with you. I think they're playing some of the best football in the country right now.
They were talking about maybe firing Marcus Freeman
they
after
were,
that.
I remember.
It's like, what
here
are we doing
are,
here?
A few short weeks later.
Yep, a few short weeks later, you're in a very, very good spot for that. I do believe we have hockey tonight in Tucson. Oh, I'm sorry, is that maybe, let's see, tomorrow? What do we got? Tonight. Tonight? No. Oh, they already played. Game is over already. Abbotsford, or the Roadrunners, beat Abbotsford 4-2. So they sweep that series. So Tucson Roadrunners have now won 5 in a row, 6. 1, 2, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. 6 games in a row. They were actually on the road this weekend. So they sweep up in Abbotsford for their 6th straight win. Good job by them. And then we told you in the last segment, the ladies win 57-53. All right, let's hear from the head coach, Tommy Lloyd, after a 94-41 win for Arizona over Central Michigan.
All right, guys, let's get to it. Come on, these Saturday afternoon games in Tucson, it's 80 degrees. None of us want to be here, so I'm joking.
You're on the 50th birthday present?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good 50th birthday, and, it's just a crazy number to say, but I'm glad I'm celebrating it in Tucson. I'm glad I'm celebrating it with a win.
Your offense is one of those, and we talk about all the time, the ball finds the open man. Did that, and it has a little lately. Did you feel the same? Is it looking good?
I feel like it's coming on. I mean, listen, there's no secret. Our deal's predicated on ball movement and player movement, and that's not always easy to get, but there has to be a willingness to do it. I think our guys are getting there, and they're fighting for it, so I was really happy with that.
Zone today, because zones sometimes are tricky and have been in the past.
Yeah, and theirs was more of a matchup. I mean, if we want to get into the weeds of it, so there's some man-to-man elements of it, and so basically what happens, when you're a matchup, your high post is always matched up with. There's not that big gaping hole you'd see in a normal 2-3 zone, so you have to kind of change some of your movements, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to. And I think after our first run, we kind of settled in. And our guys got a little more comfortable with how we can move against it, and we ran a few of our man sets against it, and it worked.
Would you say overall these 2 games at home kind of helped what you needed basically after that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hey, we're at where we're at, and these last 2 games, I think there's a lot of positive momentum. I think there's been positive momentum all month. We just, we're all still a little bit like, that losing that 13-point lead to UCLA stings, and we haven't forgotten about it. But I think, if you found a way to not stub your toe there, I think the mood's totally different. But it is what it is. And ultimately, I like where we're at because I feel like I know where we're going. And ultimately, we're going to be judged by how we play in the Big 12. And so let's go.
For that, what do you think is the biggest lesson or takeaway that you've had about your team from non-conference going into Big 12 play?
I mean, you got to take advantage of opportunities. You got to play as a team. We're best when everyone contributes. We're not a one-man show, and we never have been, and no one's professed that we are. But we just have to have that vibe that it's kind of like we're we want to make each other better. And there's a willingness to do that. And like there's like an eagerness to do that. And I think we're taking steps in that direction.
When Caleb does what he does, KJ said, it frees up other things for the other guys. So, no one-man band, but it helps the other.
There's no doubt. I mean, he's a guy that, I guess the term, the kind of the trendy term in basketball is gravity. He has a lot of gravity. He has a lot of eyes on him, a lot of bodies, a lot of things go towards him. So he can create space for others. And, I think, even though the last couple games at Delhi maybe hasn't started well, he told me today that maybe I should think about having him finish rather than start, jokingly at the end of the game, because he's made his last few shots, in these games. But I think even starting him a little bit, it's kind of, you feel the effects of both their gravity. It just creates some openings out there for other guys to operate and for themselves.
Working with these students or guys like Conrad and Emmanuel Stuff as well.
I think it's important for all those guys, but Conrad's a good player, and when I put my head on the pillow at night, I want to play him. I want to play him more. Big E, the staff's been on me to give him some chances, and now that Big Mo's not probably going to be back for a while, it makes sense to give him some chances. I thought today was the best he's looked ever playing basketball. And I've watched him in high school. I've watched him there, but he looked really good today. So that was encouraging. Another guy that I think that really played well today, just kind of maybe accumulated stats late, was Carter. I thought Carter played really well. I think I can really see huge progress in him in the last few weeks. I think he's kind of settling in, figuring out how to make an impact. And when one of the greatest things about Carter when he was, young is his ability to pass the basketball and his willingness to pass it. And I think we're kind of seeing that again. And then he can also make a catch and shoot three. So he showed that again. And now he's got a better understanding of what we're trying to do defensively. And he's kind of just settling in. And I think that's exciting for Arizona basketball.
Carter talked a lot about his relationship with KJ and how KJ has made it a lot easier for him to settle in. What's their relationship been like in your perspective?
Well, I think there's a little bit of a big brother, little brother deal there. I think, Carter's a guy who, he's loved by all, but he's got two younger sisters. He's always been the oldest sibling. And I think, KJ's kind of taken a little bit of a role in his life as just kind of the guy that's a year or two older, a mentor. Hey, I've been through this. This is what you got to be thinking about. And here's how you got to approach it. There's going to be some tough days. And I think, and Carter's an emotional guy. And so is KJ. So I think it's important for both of them to talk things out and talk to each other and through tough times. It can't always come from coach because, sometimes coming from me, the message might be pretty direct or, it might be a little abrasive. So when they can get it from each other, I think that support's amazing.
Both those guys that were in here, Carter and KJ, both talked about how they got through this over the hump, kind of a lot of it team bonding or trusting, liking each other or whatever that. Was there anything in the last week or so that, extra that they did together or to kind of break this up?
I will just say that, we've probably been, since kind of our initial struggle started, we probably have been a little more intentional with how we're going to drive things within the culture. That could be meetings, that could be, it could be a shared video clip, it could be, a conversation. And at the end of the day, your culture and your vibe is the most important thing. Because that's going to be the bedrock foundation of everything that you do, and so, sometimes results, get us distracted from that, and in order to reset, you can't just focus on the result. You got to kind of focus on the bedrock foundation, which is your culture. So we got to get back to that. And hey, and I'll just say this about culture: there's no perfect culture. And in culture, especially within a highly competitive team environment, is something you're working on every single day. And there's going to be some good days and there's going to be some tough days. And so, we've kind of, maybe, scaled things down a little bit and really simplified and kind of gotten back to, how we want Arizona basketball to feel.
Yeah, in light of, like you said, distracted, I'm wondering if you kind of break that, take them to talk golf or bowling or anything crazy?
Yeah, we haven't. Sometimes, Bruce, you just got to talk things out. Sometimes it is about get a bunch of guys in a room, and whether it's video or pizza or whatever, and we got to talk it out. And, there's definitely been some of those moments, and it's individual meetings, it's group meetings, it's, team meetings, it's players talking to players. All those things, contribute to it. And you know what? There's not too many times you meet just one time and you solve everything. So you just got to stay on it. You just got to stay on it. And, so I think we've done a better job the last few weeks of being back on it.
Give your players any sort of homework during this break, like anything you want them to do?
Rest, relax, love your family, hang out. That's the homework for me. Get hungry. Get hungry, because we know we're coming back. We're excited to be, starting this Big 12 thing we've been talking about for like 20 months. We're fired up. We're hungry.
What do you see as a key player for this game?
Man, that's interesting. I always think of the acronym TTE, Total Team Effort. That's what always goes through my head. But obviously, I know, when Caleb plays well, it opens up a lot of things. I think Jaden's really been steady the last, few weeks at the point guard position. Has really kind of settled into being able to score and distribute and just run and operate the team. I'm seeing our bigs, the collective, the group of those bigs, being more productive as a group. So, one player, I don't know if I quote unquote have one, because, we always want to be team driven. So that's going to be the focus. I think we're going to be at our best when we have 8 or 9 guys contributing every night.
The team was more aggressive. I think KJ led that too. I could be wrong. But the team looked aggressive in addition to the offensive type of thing you were doing.
Yeah, listen, we played great defense tonight. Here's what's not being talked about, or at least I wouldn't know, because I don't listen to sports radio or whatever. Listen, if Ollie Furring is a sports media personality, I don't know if I need to be listening. And I love Ollie, but he's no Justin Spears. And I don't read the paper. Sorry, Bruce. Any of you guys' online stuff, huh? And I'm not making any of you happy. But so get me back to that question again for you guys. Yeah. Listen, KJ came in and played really well, and he kind of was able to make some things happen underneath that zone defense that got us going, which is great. KJ, listen, we know how good of a player he is, and for him to kind of give up that starting position, but show that he can come in a game and first impact like he did in the first half today was tremendous.
I think he's got 1 assist all year, 16, or one turnover, 16 assists, something crazy like that. I know there's more to it than that, but is he changing the equation where, maybe instead of KJ playing the point, you go to him more, or is it depend on the opponent?
Yeah, I think sometimes there's like a little bit of a player moves a position that opens up an opportunity. Big Mo goes out. So that opens up an opportunity for maybe Carter to get more minutes at the 4, which, or E-Man to get a few more minutes at the 5. And then when Carter goes to the 4, that kind of opens up some opportunities in those 3 backcourt spots, for maybe, those main 4 guards, KJ, Caleb, JB, and Deli, to rotate amongst the spots. And so now maybe you can mix in Conrad here and there, and listen, Conrad's a young player, and I think you guys see he's got something to him, and I've always seen that. It's just good that it's that it's happening in some of these games, because I think now he'll gain some confidence from that, and his teammates will gain confidence from that.
Going off of that, in terms of his aggressiveness to try to score the basketball, how important was that for him the last couple games?
I just tell Conrad, here's the deal. You don't have to prove to me you're a good player. I know you're a good player. You just got to go in there, and the team has to operate, efficiently when you're in there. So I don't need you going in there and proving to me that you're a good player by trying to do things that are too difficult. Just drill the game down, keep it simple, make sure when you're on the court that we're flowing. If you have an open shot, take it, because I know you can make it, and let's really keep it that simple. And I don't want him to feel like, sometimes with these guys, and it happens, when you have a young player or a guy that's, playing a new role, sometimes they try a little bit hard because they want to show you they can maybe do more. And maybe I just need this contribution right here to stay in this lane, and you try to do more, maybe it'll be counterproductive. So I think he's really found that sweet spot of just kind of staying in his lane and doing this. And I think the team's he's played really well when he's been on the floor.
You mentioned coming up maybe with some concepts for Emmanuel. I know it's still early in that process, but what do you think about him going forward with the Big 12? Is he the kind of guy maybe as you see a game going or with an opponent in particular that he would work, or do you think you'll regularly go to him maybe whatever 5 minutes.
I mean, it's still a little bit of a work in progress, but I think you're seeing a guy like him that if a team is they're in drop coverage, and you guys can look up what that is, but if they're in drop coverage, you can kind of get downhill in some of your ball screens. He's a guy that can go out and catch lobs, and say a team's putting 2 guys on the ball, so now they're more of a hedge or a trap type scenario. Maybe so now you're playing through like a short roll with your big. I don't know if he's that guy yet. So I think it'll be just like style play, and then but the biggest thing is going to probably be like fight and fouls. If we need fight and there's foul trouble, E-Man's a great guy to give an opportunity.
All set. What do you have planned for this week? Or you the guys are off until what, the 26th, or what's your plan?
Yeah, I don't know. Something like that, yeah. 26th, I think, yeah. We got a few days off. I'm going to rest. I'm going to relax. I'm going to hang out with my family and probably watch some Big 12 film.
Most of your guys going somewhere? Or?
I think everybody's got some place to go, for sure.
I have noticed the player like Caleb, Trey, and Toby often get more time to play, right? So where the player like Stephen, Seven, and Luke, I don't see them playing frequently. There is a specific reason for this rotation.
Yeah, I mean, it's they're probably not quite as ready as those other guys, and sometimes when you're picking and choose who plays, a lot of it's based on experience and how they can impact the game, and sometimes the younger players just got to put in their time and kind of get better and earn their opportunity.
Look at our Priscilla throwing out those tough questions to the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats. He's ready to leave, and Priscilla's like, nope, one more question.
He's ready for his dulce de leche cake for his birthday.
There you go. How old did he say he was?
He is 50, DK.
50?
Yeah.
The big 5-0.
DK, Tommy Lloyd and I are the same age. He's 5 months older. So I'm very happy birthday to Coach Lloyd, and big win today for the team.
That's awesome. 94-41 Wildcats will head into the break now. And like he said, everybody will get some. I think they're back to practice on the 26th as they get ready for
And he wants them to come back what?
Hungry.
Come
back hungry. But just don't come back. Don't eat too much over Christmas and come back full.
I like KJ's like, I might take 3 days off, but yeah.
That's what I forgot to ask Kelvin that one question, like what his regiment was during the holidays in terms of how much he sat around and how quickly he got back to doing something, whether it was just putting up some shots or actually maybe getting some running in. One more quick score I want to talk to you about real quick. Women's basketball side, big game tonight in the top 10. Southern California, number 7, playing UConn, the 4th-ranked team in the country. And right now that game is at the half, and the women of Troy are winning 42-29 over UConn. Juju Watkins has 15 points so far in that game for USC.
What's up with the water in Los Angeles these days?
Oh, they're playing some women's basketball over there for sure. They know how to do that now. Both UCLA and
number 1 in the country, 11-0, and USC has Juju Watkins. They are 10-1. I can't remember both those teams, DK, being top 5 teams in the country at the same time. Great to see.
Final thoughts, J-Dub?
Yeah, I mean, really good bounce-back week. They really played connected, loving the defensive intensity, and hope they bring that into the Big 12 because, like Kelvin said, kind of throw the stats out for tonight's game.
Yeah.
But if they keep playing that style of on-ball intensity and the bigs fighting for, rebounds and challenging shots, then they're definitely going to be on the upswing, and that quad 1 win total will keep climbing as the weeks go on, and good for them to get a little bit of a break. Looking forward to that TCU game.
All right. Cue the music because that wraps things up for us today. Thanks to everybody that was involved with these broadcasts today. We had Dusty Dale over on the FM side, David Dragon Ball Amata here on the AM side, Priscilla Mugwa asking multiple questions in the press conference today. Good job, Priscilla. Once again, your final score from McHale Center today in front of 13,093, Arizona 94, Central Michigan 41. Wildcats are 6-5. They'll play TCU to open Big 12 play on Monday night, December the 30th, in a game that will tip off at 6 o'clock. Our coverage will begin at 2:30 in the afternoon with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game.
Before we get out, I did want to say very Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
And to all of Tucson. Like Coach said, go spend some time with your family.
Absolutely.
Enjoy your holiday and enjoy your time off. And 80 degrees for Christmas.
I was going to go watch this Ohio State game with my mom, but it's pretty much over. 21
right.
zip.
All these games are over before they start.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas to you as well, J.W. Madden. Happy holidays to all of you. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Be happy and do it with those that you love. For J.W. Madden and Kelvin Ifan, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Bear down, Arizona.
They want me in the NBA. When Tolbert plays, he plays to win. I put it up and it goes in. Huh.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Broadway in Tucson, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, Drain Medics, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Lexus of Tucson, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rockin' K Master Plan Community Designed by Nature, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Police Department, University Termite and Pest Control, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Hey listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Tucson area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Home Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey, Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can...